Alright guys, welcome back to another video. It's your man Jay Will. So this is an updated video on my Acer laptop. This is my only Chromebook at the moment that I use full time. So I wanted to give you an updated video with kind of some long-term usage and also show you pretty much a newer version of this that's coming out or it's out. There's a couple of different models and I wanted to show it to you, and I'll show it to you here in just a second, but this is it right here. But we're going to first talk about how well this laptop has been holding up for me since I had it since launch, and it's absolutely fantastic. It all is not well though with this with this laptop. Some things that are still the same as the speakers, while they do face up towards you. They're really loud, but they're loud at peak. Pretty much, if you're about way up to 70 to 100, then you start to get the real sound from the actual laptop, and I can really appreciate that. The screen is touchscreen. This has 4 gigs of RAM. It's a really nice laptop. It's an Intel Pentium laptop. It's got 32 gigs onboard storage. But other than the speakers not being as loud as I want them to be, the camera is a front facing 720p wide angle camera, and it's absolutely great. You would think that Apple would have a 1080p or a 2K camera in their latest version. This is the latest MacBook Pro over here, and it has a 720p camera as well. And I don't know that either one is that much better than the other. In fact, my 5K iMac up there has a 480p. That just doesn't make any sense. So the fact that I can get this laptop at such a low cost and still get a 720p wide angle camera on the front is really good. Now, a place where this laptop doesn't do well compared to my MacBook Pro is the microphones. Now you'll see a microphone in the front there. Apple has 2 microphones on the side of that laptop, and they are screaming loud. They pick up everything. This right here, this laptop, I have to use an external mic if I'm doing some kind of recording or anything like that. And the microphones just don't do well. They don't pick up. The gain isn't that good on them. But still, at least you have, some kind of, you can edit and post. But the microphones on here are not the best. Also, the color reproduction from this right here looks great, right? I'm going to show you something. Now, that color reproduction looks fantastic. I'm pretty sure it does. I don't know how well it comes across on camera, but I'm going to grab my back. I have that same wallpaper on every laptop. So here it is on my MacBook Pro. You can see the difference. This is the actual color, and even on my 5K iMac, it looks exactly like this right here. So the color reproduction on here isn't the best. It almost looks a little orange on here, but still, it's doable. If I didn't have this laptop costs 3 times the cost of this. This is $400. This is 3 times the cost. So you do the math, and then some actually. I think I paid like 15. But the color reproduction. This screen obviously is a high resolution screen. This is a 1080p display. That's pretty good. That's actually pretty good when you consider what it costs. So, those are some things to pay attention to. I think the laptop is still pretty much one of the best laptops, Chromebooks, I should say, that's being offered today when you do the price value on it. So, what I can say, though, is the Samsung laptop that is the 12-inch version, or they have a 12.3, that seems like a good laptop, but I've heard that the battery is not very good on there. This battery right here will last you several days. I kid you not. It will last you several days. And I mean that wholeheartedly. This is a very, very, very long-lasting battery on this device here. It is absolutely great. I really love it. There's really not much you can say about battery, because in my usage, it's fantastic. Now, they claim you can get, Acer claims you can get 12 hours of battery life out of here, and I've definitely gotten 12 and then some. I've gotten at least 14 to 15 hours of usage out of this thing, but it also depends on what you're doing. So I pretty much use this for streaming downstairs. I keep this laptop downstairs in the kitchen area or by the living room area, and I just whip it out because, let me get back to another con. Now, battery life is fantastic, depending on what you're doing, but another con is the weight of this thing. It is heavy. It is a heavy laptop. I mean, it is a 15-inch. It's a big, bulky laptop. That's just what it is. It's a heavy laptop. There's no getting around it. It's almost 5 pounds. And you don't want to be carrying something like this around all the time. Now, I actually took this to CES with me, and I'll admit I regret taking this one because I have multiple laptops that I can take, and I took this one. And I wanted to take it on a run to see how I liked it, but I don't know. It's a bulky laptop. Another place that I'm not too keen on is the trackpad. Now, the trackpad, it's okay. It's just, I'm so used to the Force Touch trackpad, and I also have this trackpad for my 5K. I don't even use the regular mouse. I'm so used to those, it just doesn't fare well with me. I'm not too keen on it. So you might use it and say, "Oh, Jay, it's fantastic," because I don't use those other trackpads. So, but once you start using this type of trackpad and the trackpads on there, on the MacBooks, you'll start to love them. So. Other than that, the keyboard is clicky, just like a Mac. I have to relate this to a 15-inch MacBook Pro. If you've ever used, or the 2015 MacBook Pros, 13 inches with the big chiclet keyboards, you will love this keyboard. You will love it. I promise you. Right now, this laptop is selling for $399 again. It was on sale during the holidays for some major deals. So if you didn't grab it then, I put up a video back then, you missed a good one. You missed a good one. You really did. Now, this new version of this, let's get to this. This new version right here, I'm just going to slide it forward a little bit here. This is kind of the new version of this laptop. It's a space gray, as you can see. Get out. I'll go back in. It's a space gray. They're calling it granite, and it is just sweet. Now, it looks identical to this laptop. You can see you have the dual speakers there, the same trackpad. Everything is the same. The keyboard is the same size. It's just really, really nice. It's basically this laptop in a different color, but they scaled the specs down a little bit. So let's go over some of these specs real fast to show you. So again, this is a 15.6 inch display, just like this laptop I'm using right here. But mine is a 1080p, and this one is 720p pretty much. It's 1366 by 728. So you get the idea. You get the idea. So, and this one also has an Intel Celeron processor at the N3060. Mine is an Intel Pentium 4200. So keep that in mind. Now, some pluses is this thing does have 4 gigs of RAM, and this model that I'm looking at right here costs $229, folks. Remember, this laptop I'm using costs $400. That one costs $229, and I think it looks a lot better too. However, you get the 4 gigs of RAM, and there's also a 2 gigs of RAM version that sells for $200. You get 16 gigs of internal storage opposed to the 32 gigs in here, but both of these have an SD card slot, so that's a huge plus. And as far as the graphics go, mine is the 500 series and theirs is the 400 series. Not that that's going to matter too much for you. It's thin just like mine, same frame and everything, Bluetooth 4.2. You get something extra on this one. I don't understand why they did this. Maybe they did it because it has a lower resolution. I don't know. But you get an HDMI port out. Wow. It's crazy. So they don't say, they say built-in HD webcam with microphone. So I'm wondering if it, in fact, is a 720p just like this one. I don't know. But we shall see, because I plan on picking one of these up because I really like this. It's a different color. It's actually a better color. And it's $229 for this model. And there's another one Target is selling. Same one with 2 gigs of RAM for $199. So this is a fantastic laptop. I totally can recommend it at this point. And you see the hinges are built different on that other one too. It has like these. I wonder if that was a convertible or not. I don't think so, but it's got the hinges that are built different, so the build quality is a little different. But nonetheless, I wanted to give you an updated video on my Acer Chromebook. Absolutely loving this thing. Still using it day to day. It's fantastic. No complaints except for the ones I listed in this video, and that's what it is. This is your man Jay Will. I'll see you in the next video. Stay tuned for more and more updates on products that I've used over the years. Take care.